Hello, it's your boy, and I'm back with One Piece Episode 2 reaction. I took some notes. I read your comments, obviously. I took some notes here that are going to be very important. The first one is I shouldn't read the titles of the episodes actually, because they contain pretty big spoilers. I didn't know One Piece is like that. I know that some animes will do that, like, oh, the defeat of the big bad something Capitan. Watch us, this guy like demolishes his crew, and I'm like, that fight hasn't fucking happened for me yet, anime. I'm going to watch it, and obviously the good guys are going to win, but like, do you have to spoil it in the title, man? Come on. So yeah, I know what happens in pretty much all of East Blue. I think there is some filler that is not in the manga that I will watch. I will just eat through all of it. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna tank all of it, you know? If Toei wants me to watch, I'm their soldier. As long as it's entertaining to you, I'm just gonna keep watching with episode by episode. So yeah, for this arc, it doesn't matter that much that I knew obviously the first episode title and I read this one before, but it's gonna be important to like train me for the future. So yeah, I should definitely be paying attention to that, so I'm gonna be paying attention to that. Another comment mentioned that it's kind of fun to observe the world of One Piece and realize it's kind of cooked if you really think about it. Like there are, and I definitely like noticed that the world is like this four oceans in the corners, I think, or is it like two oceans, and one of them, two of them are split in the middle by the Grand Line, and there's the red belt in the middle, the mountainous region. And like Grand Line is surrounded by a bunch of fucking sea monsters. There are sea monsters everywhere, even like even in like East Blue where we are, which is considered the tamest of the seas. There are like there's this huge sea monster that took Shanks' arm. I'm assuming that's in the East Blue. I'm kind of assuming, actually. I don't know if that's if the island where Luffy was born. I'm also assuming he was born there, where he was with Shanks. Yeah, there was just a fucking huge sea monster there, man, and so close to the island. That is fucked up, to say the least. The world state is a little bit fucked up if you really think about it. Not to mention, it's like a huge police state, right? I'm kind of assuming, because the Marines have like a fucking control of pretty much everything that's not overtaken by pirates. The other thing was that there was another comment. Yeah, this has to do with what I was talking about, that I don't recognize some of the things that happened in episode 1 with what I know from the manga. And that's simple. That shit didn't happen in the manga. Somebody pointed out that Nami being on the cruise ship and Nami appearing before Zoro at all is anime only. That didn't happen in the manga. Nami appears only after Luffy meets Zoro for the first time. And yeah, that's why I didn't remember some of the parts of the beginning. I'm very used to Naruto and JoJo style of adapting a manga. JoJo and Naruto, when it's not filled with filler, is pretty much like panel for panel. They sometimes take liberties with the source material. Obviously, it's not that one-to-one. But One Piece, apparently sometimes it's not. So I gotta be mindful of that too. And yeah, with all of that said, that's pretty much everything I had to say. I'm gonna be keep taking notes, obviously. If you're joining us for the first time, it's a weird place to join. It's the second episode. Watch the first episode, I think, where I explain like my relationship with One Piece and everything. So yeah, let's just get into it and see what episode 2 is all about. Man, they don't realize how kind of fucked up this is for like two such young boys to be out in the open ocean like that. I think Luffy is what, 14? How old is fucking... Man, I love Zoro's design. Oh, there's a title. I'm not gonna look. How old is good old Bobcat Kobe there? He's very short, but that could be just anime thing, because Koichi in JoJo Part 4, for example, is also extremely short. I love how Kobe says... I love how Kobe says that everybody caught by the government must be a bad guy. That's so fucking funny. And some of those background designs remind me of the Pokemon anime. Is it? It looks kind of green to me, not black. Man, Luffy just doesn't give a fuck. Oh. Okay, we need to talk about that guitar riff. What the hell? That was so random. Bro wants to join the Marines, and then he will say shit like, stop this girl, she will get killed by mildly trespassing. Like a small child I know it's a military zone, but it's a small child, and he expects them to fucking execute her immediately. And when the bobcats just kept getting weirder, huh? Fucking asshole. Man, imagine complaining something is too sweet. Wouldn't be me. Just saying. See, like, they're not gonna... At least they're not gonna kill her. Okay, that might have killed her if he wasn't there. Man, expecting your government to execute a child immediately for trespassing says a lot about your fucking government. That's a good question, actually. Who the fuck did Zoro lose to hear that he got captured, man? Isn't this base like a bunch of marine jobbers? Oh, I don't remember this bit. Okay, so he just let himself be captured. That's way different. It's quite a name for your dog.
そいつらは間違いなく死刑だぞ。1ヶ月生き延びりゃお前の命も見逃してやるぜ。どうする？1ヶ月だな。
あれから3週間。
またまたしてんじゃねえぞ、ほら早くしろ。
Those sound effects are so random, man. But I guess that's kind of on par for the 90s. Oh my god, sorry, I usually don't pause. What the fuck was that? Oh man, that was really fucking funny for some reason. Love this eye catch so much, man. But I do hope we get more in the future, because this one is really fucking good. I do hope we have some more of them. I didn't realize, like, even in flashbacks, Zoro was fighting with two swords. Again, I did forget a lot of details since my first, like, reading of One Piece. Especially since it was in language I don't fully grasp. Holy shit, imagine being in Zoro's shoes. Just this fucking lunatic shows out of nowhere. Because I would fucking kill you. God damn. And that thing sticking out of his elbow is so disturbing. Is that really a fucking handle? Because that's not his bone, right? Jesus Christ. Man, that's eerily like how real power structures within the military interpret chain of command. And I was going to say, obviously the manga is also not colored, so you don't notice a lot of these details, but I never noticed that, like, Morgan's axe is, like, bolted onto his hand. That's fucking hardcore, bro. The fact that he can do that is... Why would he pick a T-pose for his statue? It's such a boring pose for a statue, man. And it's crazy how, like, in her introduction, Nami gives, like, such cool ass vibes. Kind of reminds me of, like, Ada in Resident Evil, just a fucking spy on a mission. And there's this fucking himbo fucking it up for her. Lock in. If you lock in, you can do anything, Zoro. Also, I would never fucking untie like a knot like that. I would run up there, see how the ropes are tied, and I would just say, "Oh fuck, I'm sorry, you're just gonna die, man. Like, I'm not gonna untie that shit."
俺はずっと一人で戦ってきた。兵隊を取り巻きに威張り腐ってるおめえとは違ってな。
Bars.
この俺を甘く見るな。ロケット。
お前ルフィさん。
麦わら。
嘘。何者だ。
And at this point, I wouldn't ask who, I would ask what are you? Okay, so here's a question real quick before we wrap this up for the comment section. Should I be sticking for like after credits and watching these previews? Because they are obviously previews for the next episodes. Like, are those also considered, like, kind of spoilery, or just to get me hyped up for the next episode? Like, you guys decide in the comments. Yeah, that's the wrap on the second episode. Don't really have, like, that much to say. I think Nami's introduction is really, really cool. And I'm kind of bummed up to the point I was in the manga, she doesn't really use her, like, thievery infiltration talents that much. I don't know if that problem goes beyond the arc that I was in, but like I kind of liked that she's like a thief infiltrator. Like she got into obviously that's anime only, where she got onto the ship of Alvina, and this one is like canon that she infiltrated this marine base. That's so cool and interesting. I would have loved more of her like shown in that light, you know. And then she apparently like hits people with sticks and electrocutes them for some reason. I don't know if she gets like some kind of power or if that's this property of the stick. That's what I've seen in the intros, at least, that I watched for like the other video. And yeah, that's it, I think. Not really much to say about this one. The only thing that I said in the outro section, man, these episodes are flying by so goddamn fast. I just wish they were like hour long so I could sit here and watch this, but sadly that's not how that works. And yeah, if you have any other comments, suggestions, whatever, just drop them down in the comments. I will try my best to do what you guys think is right for the series. And yeah, this is a little bit of a new setup. I don't know if there's like going to be problems. I am a little bit afraid that the video and audio might be out of sync, but I will try to fix. I will try to fix that. I'm just experimenting with how the setup should look, where I should be sitting, and stuff like that, you know. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will be seeing you guys in the next one.